Morning YouTube. Well, it is the 11th of November. It is probably about 3 or 4 degrees. And yeah, I am off an adventure, off to Orkney and Shetland. Bike's all packed. See if we can focus in. There we go. So the bike is all packed. I have strapped down the Rhino Rock bag as best I can, and yeah, we pretty much good to go. Just having a coffee. Didn't sleep particularly well last night. Tried to go to bed late in the hope that I would sleep through till 6 o'clock, but woke up at 5. Anyway, it is a lovely day here in Fife. It is not raining. So the plan is literally just to, I think we're just going to head up the A9. And as dull as that sounds, the A9 in the autumn, sort of winter, is lovely with the colours. But yeah, pretty uneventful run. Probably stop somewhere in Aviemore just because it's Aviemore. And grab some lunch and then just head on up to John o' Groats. John o' Groats is the end game in terms of top of Scotland, and then from there just on to Thurso and Scrabster for the ferry to Orkney tonight at 7 o'clock. So yeah, I will keep you all updated, and yeah, drop anything you like in the comments, any questions, and yeah, speak soon. Okay, so here we are, crossing the Tay Road Bridge and heading over to Dundee. The start of my little solo mini adventure. Bit of a backstory to it. A lot of annual leave to take. Well, not a lot, but enough that I'm not going to use all of it until the end of March. It's been a couple of months since we did our Ireland tour, and I was definitely getting withdrawal symptoms. Anyway, you'll probably have seen on the channel that I ended up borrowing a friend Andy's GS 1250 Adventure and really enjoyed it. The observant amongst you will have seen I'm on a GS Adventure 1250, so yes, steaming up. Just by pure chance, this came in to stock at Tayside Motorrad, 3,000 miles on it, and I thought, do you know what, having test driven and this is old news because I probably cover it in another video, but having had a chance to test ride the R1300 GS Adventure, I just wasn't that enamoured by it, and decided actually a 1250 was more than enough for me. So yeah, this came up, low miles. I'm not going to say I got it for an absolute steal, I didn't. It was priced fairly, apparently. Anyway, is what it is. She is absolutely lovely. She has been nicknamed Tallulah. And again, for those that didn't see that little short, Tallulah was in Cool Runnings, the film. And you will have to be in probably born in the 80s or the 90s to have watched Cool Runnings. But Tallulah was the black bobsled. Anyway, so yeah, some annual leave to use. I've always really wanted to go up to Shetland, and yeah, part of that is watching the series on BBC, the murder detective programme. I mean, obviously it's going to have all the nice bits, and as my good lady points out, none of the bad bits really. which is probably fair. Anyway, always wanted to go. Susie has no desire to go to Shetland. She doesn't like boats, which doesn't help. I suggested she could fly, and I'd take the dog and take the car. She wasn't sold on that either. So, yeah, I thought, where can I go with a week to spare? And yeah, so the only way I could make it work, obviously I could head from here up to Aberdeen and then across to Shetland, but actually the more interesting route, and the only way that really worked with the ferry times, was to do what we're going to do, which is head all the way up to Groats, having done the North Coast 500 or a variation thereof. I've never actually been to Groats, so we'll go and get the obligatory picture and then head across the top of Scotland to Thurso. I'm going to grab some dinner and then on to Scrabster, which is where the ferry goes from Scrabster Harbour to Orkney. So I'm going to spend a couple of days in Orkney. I've got some nice accommodation booked at Lily's Lodges and nice wee hot tub. So if the weather, as I'm probably predicting, is going to be pretty rubbish for the week, weather reports changing all the time, but rain features pretty heavily. Then I can just do a bit of riding and chill out. So that is the plan. A couple of days in Orkney, and then on Thursday evening, it's a late one, Thursday evening at 11:45 p.m. I get on the ferry from Orkney and then up to Shetland. So that's a 7-hour overnighter. The idea being that obviously they get to sell you a cabin and then you go to sleep and you wake up in Shetland at 7 o'clock in the morning. So yes, and then I've got I think I booked an extra night, so I've got all of Friday, yeah that's right, all of Friday and all of Saturday. And then the ferry again is, I was booked on the Saturday ferry to come home, but I actually thought, probably not going to go back to Shetland. I might do, but let's make the most of it. And there's actually quite a lot to explore. So I've got the whole of Friday, the whole of Saturday, and pretty much the whole of Sunday as well now. Hopefully not too long a time, as opposed to too short a time. So yes, we'll 3 days there. I've got accommodation booked for the Friday night in Gale, which is off the mainland. There's I think it's Gale is the middle one, and then the top one is Unst. There's probably people shouting at the screen right now saying, what are you talking about, you idiot? Anyway, so yeah, accommodation there on the Friday night, and then on the Saturday I'm staying sort of basically opposite Lerwick but on the west coast, because then on Sunday I'm going to explore all the way down the bottom, and obviously on the Friday when I get off the ferry in the morning I'm just going to head all the way up to Unst and explore around there. So yeah, looking forward to it. Listen, if nothing else, it's a good adventure on my new bike. I mean, I would rather it wasn't 4 degrees and now it's climbed slightly to 6 degrees. Yeah, I will take a bit of cold. I have my new, the pleasure of heated seat, which is on low, and heated grips. And I'm still wearing my summer gloves, which is probably a bit stupid, but yeah. I'm going to head from here, head up the A9. I'm actually going to swing by and go see my parents first, grab a quick coffee there. In no rush today, really. Aim is to get to Groats for hopefully about 3:30. Quick stop in Aviemore on the way up, I think. See how we're feeling. Grab some lunch, and then just up the A9 past Wick and on to John Groats, and then from John Groats it's just cut across to Thurso and Scrabster. So that is that. I'm going to do some YouTube shorts just because it's easier to upload on your phone, and quite a few people saying keep in touch, show us what you're up to. So yeah, I'm just going to do YouTube shorts, see how that works out. Alrighty, I will speak to you soon. And as expected, it is beautiful, the colours are lovely. Yes, the average speed camera is boring, but it's just lovely with the clouds sitting so low, temperature inversion, and I guess that's because it is 5 degrees, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty cold. My heated bum is on, so that is currently on setting 3, and I have, look at that, just had to crank the grips up to 4 as it dropped to 5 degrees. Where else am I cold? My arms, pretty cold. My fingertips, also pretty cold. But I've just put some music on, and I think Aviemore at about 55 miles will be a good stop point for a quick lunch bite. I love going up the A9, just reminds me of going to Aviemore. Stunning. So yeah, this is kind of me in my happy place, really. If it was a bit warmer, that'd be fantastic. Now, heated kit. Yeah, I can almost see the need for it right now. I watch these vloggers, Sean and Emily, who are doing their round the world tour, and I mean, they were talking about putting their heated stuff on when it dropped to 14 degrees. I was like, my God, what I'd give for 14 right now. Yeah, just that slight coldness, that maybe another layer when I get to Aviemore. Well, I must confess, I've brought a jacket, and that's it. I've got a fleece on underneath this. So yeah. Anyway, that's just a quick update as we head up the A9. We'll maybe switch cameras back on when we get to the Schloch summit. In about 25 minutes, 20 minutes. I guess other observation, given I've not ridden this bike a lot, having only picked it up last Friday, road noise. Everyone says the road noise is bad. Yeah, I can hear that now. Also see the suspension just working its magic. Brilliant. But yeah, quite a lot of road noise off these tyres. See, views like that just never get boring. To say though, this bike is very comfy, very comfy. a shout out to Andy, who said definitely get the heated seat, and actually it's really quite nice. I didn't think I would ever use it. I barely use them in the car. But yeah, it is a nice little luxury. Okay, so it's not got any warmer. It's still 5 degrees, and it's now starting to rain. This is us just about to go over the Slough summit, I think. Or maybe that's a tiny bit further on, but we're not far from it. Wishing I'd had a bit more for breakfast than a yogurt. Pretty hungry already. Gone up a degree, +6. I'm thinking I'm going to stop at Taizo. 2 reasons. One, it's got a really nice cafe, and 2, I think I might invest in a thermal vest. If that's not a sign of getting old, then I don't know what is. This is not terribly exciting. I think we'll switch cameras back off. It is just a beautiful view, but the question mark is, and I think I know the answer because I never received a fine in the post last time, but as a motorbike with only a rear number plate, is the system on the A9 sophisticated enough to be able to record your bike speeding, hypothetically? And I think the answer is no, because I certainly never received anything in the post last time I was up and down the A9 on my bike. And yeah, I think the boredom got to me somewhat, and I might have been going over 60 miles an hour average speed. But yes, varying views on that one. Not that I'm speeding, of course, but to be honest, been able to sort of whip past most of the traffic pretty quickly. And to be honest, again, with views like that, quite happy just bobbing along. quick. That was nearly 45 minutes. Quick stop at Tyzo's. I looked at thermals, decided not to pull the trigger. I have put my snood up around my face. See how we get on. Do like the Tyzo Cafe. Full of people from Aviemore. Good sort. So yeah, we are now just headed straight for John o' Groats, which Google says 3.5 hours. See if we can shave a bit of time off that. Just had a message from Harold, who said he might try and meet me somewhere on the way. Oh, I haven't switched my tracking on from. I have to pull over and do that. Oh dear. Could be here a while. You fucker. Actually, it is. Talking about the quick shifter, and the mic didn't switch on, so you wouldn't have heard any of it, but talking about the use of the quick shifter, actually I was complaining that quick shifter's pants. Actually, I think it's actually very good, and it is user error, and by user error I mean not just me, but all the other people that complain about how shit the quick shifter is. Because once you get used to it, it's actually very good. All to do with, until I'm not concentrating, all to do with just keeping the throttle on when you change up, rather than, come on, give me neutral, there we go. So yeah, keeping the throttle on seems to make a difference. First, that was not nice. Not nice. Oh, nice. Hello, guys. Do you only drive bright coloured cars? Oofed. Nice. Love it. Love it. Thurso, 144 miles. So yeah, when you keep the throttle pinned, silky smooth in the old upshifter, quick shifter, upshifter, whatever. we've got a professional model here. Oh, we just timed it just right, mate.
Are you guys waiting for us?
Yeah.
Just give us 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Okay. Max 2 minutes.
Okay, now.
Just need to take 2 pics.
Yeah, good timing.
Yeah.